Hi, people. My name's Doreen Ritchie. Thanks for joining me in this Facebook Live. We're going to be talking about where your money goes, or rather, how you can control your money so that it doesn't go anywhere. So, if you're on my Mind Over Money closed group, you'll see I normally have some hints and things on there and some tips as to how to affect your money position and help your money management. So I'm going to do it on here tonight, and let's see if it helps somebody. So my name's Doreen Ritchie. I'm a life coach, and I also coach on matters of business, money, finance, and so on. And I coach from East Belfast, Beesbridge Road, where my premises, my office is. So when we think about where does your money go, I'm sure you're maybe something like me at this time of the year where you're maybe just getting over all of the expensive Christmas and your credit card bills, and you've maybe paid a lot of them off by now, and you've maybe already had to pay a deposit on your holiday, and then you're maybe going to be looking at saving up for your holiday, paying the rest of it, and then you've got your spending money. So usually this time of the year, I would have been sort of very pushed to try and manage saving as well as paying off debt from Christmas. And I don't know if any of you are like that. But anyway, so we're going to sort of talk about what you can do to make sure that you know where your money's going, why it's not there when you want it, and what you can maybe do to help. So first of all, just wanted to say, what exactly do you think money is? What is money? So basically, money represents value that you create in other people's lives or that people create in your life. So for example, you go to work, presumably, and you give your time, your skills, your effort, and so on to your employer, and your employer pays you in money. Or you go to the shop and you buy something, someone is giving you value, whatever it is you buy is giving you value, and you pay in money. So basically, money is simply an exchange of energy in the system. So either you're creating value in somebody's life or they're creating value in your life. And we have this idea that we are exchanging money. Money in itself, the notes are just completely irrelevant. It's not worth anything intrinsically. So therefore, what we do with it is up to us. Money is completely neutral. So if you're having problems with managing your money at the moment, it could be that maybe your mindset around money isn't really helpful. So people have different beliefs around money, and some of them aren't helpful and some of them are. So for example, a millionaire maybe would be thinking his mindset around money would be, well, money's really, really easy to come by. Everything I touch turns to gold. I don't make any bad decisions when it comes to money. I really love having money. I spend it all the time, etc., etc. Now, I don't know many people like that, but the people I do know have beliefs such as money is the root of all evil. Money's hard to come by. You have to work really, really hard to get money. Money can't buy happiness. People who are rich really aren't happy people. So things like that, a mindset like that, thoughts like that, beliefs like that, actually stop you making money because you're not aware of the beliefs that you have around money. You're not aware of your limiting beliefs, but they're still there. So everything that you do and everything that you see in the world is filtered through these limiting beliefs. And it actually does stop you making money. For example, if you have a great confidence in your self-worth and your value of yourself and your skills and things that you bring to work, you're not going to be very happy with a small salary because you're going to value your skills much higher than your salary. And if you believe at the same time that maybe you're you're not really worthy of this money because, other people may be doing without if you have more, and that means you're greedy and so on. Well, then you're never really going to ask for more. You're going to sort of put up with what you have and think, oh, well, that's really all I deserve. So also, if you think maybe that rich people aren't nice people, subconsciously all of this is, you will then stop yourself from actually becoming well off. You won't ask for the raise. You won't go for the bigger job and so on. It does actually affect your life. So obviously, if you did have a lot of money, you can spend it for good or for evil. So when we say money is the root of all evil, or love of money is the root of all evil, that's not entirely true. And if we say money can't buy you happiness, well, that's not entirely true either, because it could buy you a lot of happiness. It could give you a nice holiday. You could spend money on your friends. You could buy your mother her new house. You could give a lot to charity. You could do all sorts of things. Build a well in Tanzania or something with money, if you had it. So it's what you do with money that actually is the kicker. You don't have to spend it for evil. Money is completely neutral. So it's up to you what you do with it. But it can buy happiness. It can make other people happy. It can do good things in life. So then, coming down to why do people spend so much money? I mean, I hear it all the time from my clients. I go out every weekend and I spend lots of money on clothes and makeup and so on and so forth. And I put the clothes in my wardrobe and then I don't really wear them. And I want to know why on earth I'm not wearing them. What is it? Why am I spending the money on things that don't matter? So there's lots of different reasons why people would do that. And what I would say to you is, if this is one of your patterns, that you're actually spending money on things that you don't really want or you don't really need, then have a look at why you're doing that. And there are various reasons why people would be doing that. And one of them is that, well, maybe they believe that they look better whenever they have these clothes or this makeup and so on. And it's their way of reassuring themselves that they're attractive. And maybe that's because there's nobody else actually telling them that. And maybe you buy lots of clothes because you think, yeah, all this stuff is great. I've got all this stuff. I've got all these clothes. I've got all this makeup. I've got the new car, whatever. And it actually raises your self-esteem. But if your self-esteem depends on some sort of different color blouse or a different car or whatever, there's something wrong there, because your self-esteem comes from you and the way you think about yourself, not things or stuff that you can buy to try and make yourself look better. So one of the other reasons might be because you feel that you maybe live in a nice area and people have 2 or 3 cars in their driveways and you've only got one. So maybe you feel, well, I should really have 1 or 2 cars. We should be a 3-car family, whatever. And you try to keep up with the Joneses. You try to go to the really fashionable holiday resorts that you really can't afford, and so on. So all of these things actually stem from a sense of not being worthy, not being good enough as you are, at the level that you are money-wise, at your salary level. Other things that people might actually think of, other reasons that they have for spending money or for not being able to manage money. The main one is when they say something like, look, I'm just not good with money. I've never been good with money and I just can't work it out. I can't keep track of it. I earn quite a lot of money, but I really don't know where it goes. So that's really just a complete cop-out. I'm here to tell you that, in the rest of your life, you probably, if you don't know about something, you'll go and find out. You'll maybe get a book about it. You'll read up about it on the internet. And you'll maybe make a really good go at educating yourself about whatever it is. But when it comes to money, people seem to be quite happy to just say, no, sorry, no, I don't know why I'm in debt. I don't know why I spend all this money, but I'm just not good with money, especially if you're a woman, you tend to sort of cop out. You think, oh, my husband deals with that, or my boyfriend deals with that, or, I'm no good at maths. Well, that really is just a cop-out. That really is. You can obviously find out a lot about your money situation. You can go to your bank manager, you can learn about it, and you can look up online what's different things to do to try and keep control of your money. So we'll just go over then a few things that I think that you can do to start. And I hope if you do some of these, it'll help. So the first thing is, please stop being afraid of bills. Stop being afraid of when your credit card bills come in or when you need to look up your bank statement, because there's nothing to fear. You're really going to have to look at it and see what happens on a monthly basis. So, for example, when your credit card bills come in, have a look, see what you've spent. It might be really scary and you might think, oh my God, what have I done? But at least you know the bottom line. Same with your bank statements. Look up your bank statements and look at the bottom line and just say, oh my goodness, okay, I'm overdrawn or whatever. Or, oh my goodness, I thought I did more in the bank than that, but I don't. Forgive yourself, okay? You've done it. It's gone. Now we want to see how we can actually stop it going. So what I want you to do is look at your statement in detail and analyze it. And I know maybe some of you you're not used to doing that, but I mean, it's very simple. Just have a look at what you've spent everything on and put it into categories. So, there's going to be all the things you have to spend, like your mortgage or your car payments or whatever it is, your phone payments, phone bills, electricity bills. You have to pay all those. Other things could be maybe entertainment, or maybe you're paying for a holiday. And then there's things like just cash that you lift, money that you lift, clothes, makeup, fishing gear, whatever it is that turns you on that you do for playing. Those things are going to cost lots and lots of money, and I'll bet you do not know how much you're spending on them. I mean, if you look at even a coffee, if you go in for a fancy coffee every day, it's £3. So I mean, even if you only do it 5 times a week, that's £15. So like, how much is that by the end of the month? Nearly £100 just on coffees. So basically, I want you to get to know your spending habits, what it is you're actually spending on. And then I want you to maybe look at things like insurances. You maybe have lots and lots of different kinds of insurance, and maybe it would be better if you tried to consolidate those. Go to an insurance broker, tell him everything that you have, and see if he can get it all in one lump or 2 lumps policies, which will be cheaper than all the rest of them put together. It's a really, really good way of actually saving pounds every month. Then also things like your phone bill, your Sky bill, your broadband payments. Look at all those and then ring the companies up and tell them you're going to leave. And they'll say, okay, hang on a minute, we'll send you through to our leaving department or whatever. And then you say, yes, I'm going to leave, this is too expensive. And you'll get all sorts of offers and all sorts of discounts handed to you because they don't want you to leave. And you can save pounds on that. Other things are, for example, if you've got debt, small debts, lots of different things on different cards, try and consolidate all those onto a 0% credit card so that you're not paying any interest at all for 18 months or 2 years or whatever. You have a set payment every month by direct debit or standing order, and that's it taken care of. And then do not use the card again. Cut it up. Try and only have one credit card and keep really, really good control of that one credit card and what you're spending with it. And try and pay it off every month. Savings. People seem to think that they get money and then they spend it. And nobody seems to think, well, actually, how am I ever going to make any more money if I don't save some? What's going to happen when the car breaks down? What's going to happen when we get a storm and something happens to the house, the roof, part of the roof blows off or whatever, which did actually happen to me. So, you need to think, where is my contingency money? What have I got in savings if anything goes wrong? So start a savings account, even if it's only a small savings account. Put something in regularly every month, even if it's only small. You can always put more in, but put a minimum in by direct debit every month into an ISA or something. So then things like shopping for food, which can be a real bugbear. I mean, you probably don't even know how much you're spending on food. So again, really have a look at where you're spending the food. Where are you spending the money on food? Are you going to Marks and Spencer's every month, and every week, twice a week, 3 times a week, or are you going to Lidl and Tesco's? So try and go for your family shop to a cheaper place. Also, whenever you're going out, so you may well be used to going out for dinner 4 or 5 times a week. And maybe, from your early 20s that happened, and you went out with friends and it was great crack and you have lots to drink, and then you get a taxi home and you're talking so many £100 a month. Whereas obviously now with Netflix and things like that, buy a pizza, bring it in, watch Netflix, and basically have a cheap night in more often than not if you don't want to cook. So there are lots and lots of things that you can do to try and bring down your bills. But the main thing that you need to do is just look at what you're spending your money on. Where is it going? And if it's going on really silly things, if it's going on unnecessary purchases, especially with women, on clothes. With men, it's usually hobbies and things. But if they are really not necessary, if they're there for another reason other than you need them, then there's something else going on inside you. There is something else. This is an emotional purchase. And then you need to look at that. Because if you're trying to fill some void within yourself, some emptiness that you feel, and you feel slightly better for an hour after you buy a new dress, well, that's not going to work long term. You really need to look at why there's an emptiness in there. Where is that coming from? Why do you feel like that? And then you need to start fixing that. So that's when you come to coaching. So that's just a few words about money, your money mindset, why sometimes you think the way you do about money. That most of us have some sort of limiting beliefs around money because of the way we were brought up, because of the culture in our family, because of what we were told all our lives about money. So you need to look at that, and you need to maybe change that in some way, or at least be aware that that is actually keeping you back. Then you want to think of, well, what is your value? What value are you giving to people? What value are you getting from people? And if you feel that you're undervalued at work, then maybe you need to look for another job that pays more money. And again, don't be ashamed that you have money. Don't be ashamed that you can earn lots of money, because you can do a lot with that money. You can make a lot of people happy with it. So accept it graciously. Think, thank you so much. It's part of the abundance of the world, which you're entitled to have. And then have a look at your bank statements and really go into them and analyze them and see where you can cut down. Consolidate, add things together, get rid of subscriptions or whatever, go to cheaper shops. When you've done this for 3 months, I guarantee you will have a far better hold over your money. You will be far more informed about what you're spending money on. You will have cut out lots of frittery things that you don't need. And generally speaking, you'll actually be feeling a lot better about your money situation, even if you don't have any more money coming in. And just remember, at the end of the day, what you earn when you're just throwing it away and buying this and buying that and buying the other, you're actually disrespecting yourself, because you've spent hours and hours per week at work. You have given your expertise, your time to your employer. You have earned this money. It's a reflection of the value that you have created in his company. And when you just spend it on nothing, or you don't save it, you don't nurture it, you basically just fritter it away, you're disrespecting your own effort, the effort that you spent on getting it. So have a think about what I've just said, and have a look at your own bank statements tonight and your credit card statements and so on. And don't be afraid of it. people have come to me lots of times with the same sorts of problems. And once they've started to actually take some small control to start with, it's led on to much bigger things. And this actually leads into a lot of gain in self-confidence, not just in the money management sphere, but in the rest of their lives too. So I hope that helps. If anybody has any questions at all afterwards or in replay, just ask me below, or come and join my Mind Over Money private group and ask questions in there. Or I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm also on LinkedIn. Get in contact with me and come to me for 6 sessions or so on, 3 sessions for coaching around your money mindset and around your money management. It does make a difference. I'm Doreen Ritchie. I'm a life and business coach. I do a lot of money coaching. So come and see me whenever you like. Hope you enjoyed this little Facebook Live, and I hope you'll take these hints and tips home with you and actually do them. Okay. See you again then. All the best. Bye.